Well, Vail Horton overcame a physical challenge, being born without legs, to create a company that helps others with their mobility. Now, his inspirational story we're about to hear. So, well, good to have you with us this morning. You were not, let's talk about this, because you were given a national prestigious award.
Yes.
Oh, we just lost your mic. I'm going to take care of that for you.
You were given an award, and you are among just a small group of people in the country who are nominated for this award. Oh, it came out again. There you go.
Yes.
Your mic has a lot of mobility. It's all over the place. Tell us who nominated you. Well, first tell us the award, and then let's talk about who nominated you.
It's the TOYA Award for 10 young, outstanding Americans, and last year I was a semifinalist, which I thought was a big, huge deal, and then this year, you know, I got the call that I'd won it. And so I said, you know, who's nominating me for this stuff? And so I asked, who nominated me last year? And they said, Senator Smith did. And I said, well, who honored me this year? She said, the president did. And so my wife likes that more than I do, you know.
Yeah, well, I don't care what your politics. When the president nominates you, you know, you're in, right? I mean, who's going to...
Yeah.
Now, you actually met the president when he was in town a few years ago. Tell us about that.
I did. He chose the company that I started to be a showcase company when he was getting reelected. He wanted to share the story of the business and how I started and why it's successful. And it was a neat time to, I mean, anybody probably loves to meet the president.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
So it was pretty cool.
Well, let's talk about your story. You were born without legs. You were put up for adoption, correct? A family adopts you. Doctors tell you there's no way they can see that you'll ever walk or get around, that you'll be in a wheelchair for the rest of your life.
Right.
But you prove everybody wrong. So tell us what happened.
Tell us what happened.
Yes.
Proved everybody wrong. I don't know. I just wake up. I tell my children, I have 4 children, every day is a choice, and you got to choose whether or not to do the right thing or the wrong thing. And for me, the right thing is to I don't know, what else are we going to do? You got to make a difference. And so I started a company called Keen Mobility that innovates medical products and sells them.
Was this when you started? Was this what you started when you were at the University of Portland?
Just yeah. I was in the process of graduating from the University of Portland. Doctor said I can't use crutches because I had developed osteoarthritis in my shoulder and carpal tunnel in my hands, and I thought about it. If insurance is paying for products, what's to motivate a manufacturer to innovate?
Right.
They're going to produce the cheapest product possible and then sell as much as they can to give people the opportunity to use medical equipment. And so in that process, I developed Keen Mobility, and today we do about $2.5 million in sales a year, and we've raised some capital, and we're having fun.
Well, and part of the, as I understand in reading about the story, is that, you know, the crutches that you had to use were just wooden crutches or the metal crutches that attached to arms.
Yeah.
They weren't nearly as advanced as some other prosthetic devices. So you created crutches that actually are easier to use and better for you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. A gal in Canada emailed us today, and she said, you know, I've been on your crutches for the last 3 years, and I've worn them out, and I need a new pair. And she said she had to go to her old pair, and it's fun to get customer confirmation. You know, I can say that they're good, but when someone else says they're good, that's always better. And she said, I had to go back on the old crutches, and it was completely painful in my shoulders. So...
What makes them, though, better? What is it?
We put a shock absorber in them so that every time you take a step, there's a shock that's absorbing the energy. We also gave the foot an ankle so that every time it articulates with the body. It's kind of no-brainers. It's like that.
Do you think that that's something that, I don't know the history of other crutches, you know, that are, you know, made and how they were designed, but do you think, given your challenges in life, you had a better understanding than perhaps some of these other companies and the early manufacturers and design of crutches to understand what really makes a difference for people?
I don't know. I mean, are you saying it's me and my natural disability that did it? I don't know. I love to invent, and I've invented other stuff besides crutches. We've now got mattresses and wheelchairs and walkers, and we're growing like gangbusters. And I listen to what the customers say as far as innovation goes, but then I like to add my own innovation. I don't know if I think I'm just an entrepreneur at heart. I sold newspapers in Palm Desert, California in 110-degree weather at the age of 10. So I don't know if it was my upbringing and why, you know, my physical features or just life.
You have started a new foundation called Incight, right?
Yeah.
And what is that for? What's the purpose of Incight?
Well, there's 2 statistics that I have a problem with. Only 16% of people with disabilities receive a college education here in the U.S., and 76% are unemployed. And so I started a nonprofit with a cohort, Scott Hatley, who has muscular dystrophy and is in a wheelchair. And together, we've grown Incight. We've given 127 scholarships to people with disabilities to go to college. And 15 of those 127 have internships this summer.
Oh, that's great.
So we're on a mission.
Well, good for you. I'm glad you are, because you strike me as a guy that you make things happen.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
I've got a good team under me and good family and all that other stuff.
And speaking of family, I understand as a young man you were really inspired by your grandfather, is that correct?
Yeah. We went to UCLA and Stanford without legs and said, give me legs, and they both said, we can't do that. And so at 4 years old, my mom packed my fire engine red suitcase, and we went all the way to New York, to the Rusk Institute in New York City, and they don't take no for an answer there, and they put me in legs, and we went back and we made a video, and we said, hey, UCLA and Stanford, start putting people in legs.
Yeah.
And so his name was Kelvin Keen Larson, and so I named Keen Mobility after him.
Oh, that's a great story.
Yeah.
And you came in today on a skateboard, which is...
I did. It's my first appearance without legs, because people see me and I say I don't have legs, and it doesn't shock them. And now, you know, I've got, I'm ready to go. I'm off to the races here.
Yeah, you move around really fast.
And so, skateboarder, prosthetic legs, here I am.
You just missed Do Action. You could have probably, I saw you come in, I think you would have been fine to Do Action. Hey, it's really a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
We want to tell folks you have a fundraiser that's coming up.
Our first fundraiser.
Incight Foundation, October 18th at the Governor Hotel. We have the website there, and we'll put a link from our website to your website as well. So good to see you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, sir.